Good afternoon and welcome to Teen Book Tuesday. I'm Lorie and I'm the teen librarian at Manlius Library. And today I'm here to talk to you about the realistic fiction book, I'm Not Dying With You Tonight by Kimberly Jones and Gilly Segal. This is the story of Lena and Campbell. They're two high school girls, they're seniors in Atlanta, but they're not friends. They know each other, but they couldn't be more different. They are from completely different backgrounds. They have different social status, both in the school and in the community, different personalities, and just different. Lena grew up in Atlanta, African-American girl. She has killer style, confidence to the moon. She has an awesome boyfriend, kind of a secret boyfriend, and a plan for the future. Lena knows where she's going. Campbell is a Caucasian girl. She transplanted from Pennsylvania. Her mom got a job in Venezuela, so she had to go live with her dad. She's the new girl at school, and as a senior, that's extra difficult. She just wants to get through the year. She doesn't know really what she's going to do for the future. She's just trying to keep her head down and make it through her senior year. So here we are at the biggest football game of the season. It's a big rivalry, and it's not a friendly one. Both girls are there. Lena's there with her friends, hoping to meet up with her boyfriend later. And Campbell is there because she kind of got finagled into working for this at the concession stand in the snack shack. After the game, a fight breaks out. It quickly escalates. Somebody is shot, the police are called, and then it just turns into a mass of riots and looting and fighting and fires and protests. And the girls do manage to escape the campus, but they find themselves in the middle of Atlanta, in the middle of a huge riot. And they have to rely on each other and navigate their own differences to survive the night. It's really a book about forging friendships through adversity. I'm going to read you a little bit from it, just the first two quick chapters, so that you can kind of get to know who the two girls are. We didn't understand that the riots had begun. Bart Bartholomew, New York Times photographer and the only professional journalist in South Central Los Angeles when rioting broke out following the Rodney King verdict. Part 1, Mass Disturbance. Chapter 1, Lena, McPherson High School. Waiting for Black is on your agenda, not mine, LaShonda barks as we leave the building. I ain't think she was going to wait. No way. That ain't what I was anticipating. I know she's got responsibilities at home, but I knows I hate sitting out here by myself. If you ask me, this is really about her hating on Black, as usual. It don't cost you nothing to walk away, I snap back. LaShonda cackles. Can your grandfather stop speaking through your body? I don't know what you're talking about. I flip my hair over my shoulder, but she got me laughing like she always does. Pop's got all the best sayings. She shakes her head and then looks down at my feet. Anyway, I see you got them. A big smile takes over my face. LaShonda never misses anything I do. She knows me, like really knows me, and she knew that statement would perk up both our moods. They cute, right? Lady, you know they better than cute. They are fire, best friend. If I thought I could cram my size 10s into them, I'd be trying to borrow them ASAP, LaShonda says. I saw some size 10s in a different style as cute as these. Let me turn a few more checks and I'm going to hook you up. Go, best friend. That's my best friend, she sings, and we both laugh. Her granny, Miss Ann house is really her house. Miss Ann works 2 jobs and drives for Uber. LaShonda does all the laundry, cooking, and watching her 3 bad little cousins. Even though she works real hard, she's not able to have an after-school job or anything. That's why I love splurging on a pair of fly shoes for her when I can. I like being that person in her life who gives her the little extras. So are we going to this game / fundraiser / turn-up / piped-up lituation? Yes, ma'am. You know if we don't see the dolls dance at halftime, they'll kill us. You ain't never lied, LaShonda winks. Nana, let me get out of here before Graham kills me. Okay, but don't flake tonight. Anyway, it's okay she has to go. Some days you just want to be alone with your man, and for me, this is one of those days. I've been missing him. He's been grinding so hard lately that we never get to see each other. He always smells good enough to eat. He puts aftershave right on his neck, too, because he knows how I like to rest my head on his shoulder and just breathe him in. Oh, that man does something to me. He makes my head spin. I'm so caught up thinking about his fine self that I don't notice Lashunda walking away till she yells back at me, "Love you later. Love you later," I shout. She hates goodbye. That's the last thing her mom said to her before she passed away from a heroin overdose. She's never said the word goodbye to anyone since. I think about texting Black, but that will only aggravate him. I know he's coming, and he always says what's understood doesn't need to be said. Not a minute later, he pulls up, bumping the new Kalechi album as loud as he can. He has such amazing taste in music. He can't stand trap music and only listens to real MCs who don't do all that cursing and hating on women. Did somebody request an Uber? He smiles, leaning toward the passenger window. I did. I hit the button for cute, so I wasn't expecting fine. Is it the same fee? Uber Black is usually a little more, but I lower the rate when the rider is fine too. We both laugh and I get in. I lean over to hug him and he smells good as I expected. I almost don't want to let go. I lift my face for him to kiss me and melt into him. His soft lips press against mine and it feels like sun's rays warming my skin. I gently pull away. I need to go home and get myself together to be cute at the football game tonight. The game? He starts the car and pulls out. Since when is that something you do? My girl's doing the halftime and I'm a good friend, jerk. I push his shoulder playfully. But I don't plan on staying longer than their show, so I'll have some free time left before curfew. Okay, well, I'm going to see how I'm moving tonight, and, I'll let you know what I'm doing. So that's a no, I say, feeling my mouth twist up. I didn't say no. You didn't have to, I say. I guess we'll see, won't we? We pull up a few doors from my house, and I let him kiss me goodbye. Bye, Black. Later, beautiful. I roll my eyes as I get out of the car. I walk in my house and head to the kitchen for a snack. What you doing? Pops asks, not looking up from the sink as he washes plates. I have no idea why my grandfather won't use the dishwasher. I refuse to hand wash dishes. My nail's too delicate to be ruined by Palmolive. Just making a snack before I get ready for the game. I sigh. Black usually leaves me in the most amazing mood, except for when he plays like Hansel, leaving me crumbs. What's got you down in the mouth? Pops, you ain't even looked at me. No need to. I can hear it. I reckon it's because of that little knucklehead you just got out of the car with. Pops, I didn't... He interrupts. Go to Lion, and the only game you going to see tonight is Wheel of Fortune on the Game Show Network. If you had a nice boy, there wouldn't be no need to lie. No, if you gave him a chance, I'd have no need to lie. But if I said that out loud, he'd pop me in the mouth. Am I excused? Go on, little liar on the prairie. I don't care what Pop says, as long as he don't say I can't go to the game. I'm going to try to hook up with Black later. I think tonight can end better than we just left it at the car. Chapter 2. Campbell McPherson High School football field. My dad's truck rumbles into the school parking lot at the same time as the bus carrying the opposing team. We squeeze into a space at the very end of a row. It's good you're doing this, Campbell, Dad says as the bus empties and a long line of beefy football guys in tracksuits lumber out. Is it? I stay in my seat, remain buckled. I wonder why he thinks it matters if I work the concession stand for one game at this school. I'll only be here a year, my senior year. Where does he think this one night is going to lead? While players head through a gate in the chain-link fence toward the locker rooms, another bus pulls up and hems us in. This one lets out a load of cheerleaders, a dance team, and some boosters. The Panthers and their entourage fill the parking lot. According to what our principal said on the morning announcements, Jonesville is McPherson's biggest rival, ranked one beneath us in the standings, or something. I guess they would bus in a big crowd for such an important game. The only people around seem to be Jonesville fans. You'd think McPherson fans would have shown up by now to cheer on the home team as the most important game of the season. Then again, the principal made a big deal about expecting extra security and demanding we all be on our best behavior tonight. So I'm guessing the rivalry gets pretty intense. Maybe it's better if the Jonesville superfans are settled on the visitor side of the stadium before the home crowd shows. I look around for people I might know, then realize that's ridiculous. I don't know anybody here. The human throng before us parts, allowing a tall woman with waist-length braids to make her way through. She struggles to push a dolly in front of her with one hand and drag a battered red wagon behind her with the other. Both are heaped with cardboard boxes. That's Ms. Marino, I say. She coaches the dance team, teaches my English class, and invited me to work the concession stand tonight. I unbuckled my seatbelt and hop out of the car to help her. To my surprise, my dad jumps out too. "Campbell!" she exclaims. "So glad you decided to come." I can't think why I did. Ms. Marino explained that this year the proceeds from the concession stand sales will be used to fund renovations to upgrade the rest of the athletic facilities, so they'll be as nice as the fancy new football field. The only catch is the teams have to man the stand. Of course, as the athletes are too busy during games to work the booth, they've been asking for volunteers. I didn't raise my hand when Ms. Marino asked, believe me. No one did, even though she practically begged for help every single day this week. The entire class dodged her. The awkward silences that followed her more and more desperate requests made me squirm. That's probably why, when she caught me as the bell rang this morning and asked if I'd ever run concessions before, the word yes came out faster than an excuse. My dad takes the dolly. I hoist a couple of boxes off the top of the wagon, and we follow her toward the main gate. She leads us past 2 dance team members raising a glittery "Support Field Renovations" banner up to the top of the fence. "Good job, girls," she calls. "Finish hanging that, and I'll meet you in the locker room in 10 minutes for warm-ups." The familiar ring of a coach giving orders makes me flinch. Words like those reverberated through my nights and weekends once, back when I used to be on a team. I look quickly away from the girls and their mascot logo warm-up suits and scurry after my dad and Ms. Marino. The huge concrete stadium looms above us, casting a shadow over the concession stand, which is a relief. There's a good couple of hours of daylight left, and this wooden booth will be enough of a sauna without sitting in the middle of a sunbeam. The shade is the only thing to get excited about. Otherwise, the concession stand is a disaster. A rickety box built of plywood and 2x4s, with big windows on one side covered by a rolling metal security grill, and below them a lip of wood that juts out and is probably supposed to be the service counter. Ms. Marino dials the combination of a padlock hooked onto a hasp near the top of the door, slides it off, and yanks the door open, the knob wobbling loosely in her hands. With her, my dad, me, and the dolly, the booth is crowded to capacity. A third of the boxes and the wagons are still outside. How is this going to work? I don't point that out, though. I just help ferry the boxes. My dad stays long enough to help cram all the supplies into the concession stand. "Okay," he says, when the last packages have been shoved into cabinets. "I'll see you after the game, Campbell. Pick you up right outside the gate." "You know," Ms. Marino says, "the dance team always celebrates at Mr. Souvlaki's after home games. I think after working the booth for us tonight, you've earned honorary team member status. You should come with us." I'm stunned. I don't really know any of the girls. She smiles gently. "This is how you get to know them." "Mr. Souvlaki's?" Dad's frown lines cut deep into his face as he considers this invite. "That Greek place up on Woodland Street?" "Yes," Ms. Marino says. "Pizza's perfect, Cokes are cold, and they're both cheap. And I'll be there, as will both our team moms. Plenty of adult supervision if that's what you're worried about." "Campbell, I was planning on heading up to the cabin right after the game. I'm not thrilled about getting up there that late," says Dad. He sets a hand on my shoulder, like his trip is breaking news to me, like I'm disappointed and need comforting. "You're going out of town?" Ms. Marino asks, deflating. "Just him, but he's my ride home, so..." I feel a strange mix of regret and relief churning around in my stomach. "Maybe another time?" "Oh," she says, her smile back and beaming. "That's no problem. I can drive you home after dinner." "What? No. As if being the new girl isn't pathetic enough, now Ms. Marino is my ride?" Dad says slowly, "That could work. If I leave now, I'll reach the cabin before it gets too dark." I protest, but in vain. My teacher and my father lock down my Friday night plans, and he happily heads off to his fishing cabin. And before I can even make sense of how it happened, I'm escorting Ms. Marino as she goes to get more supplies. And that is a brief introduction to Lena and Campbell. This is a very fast-paced novel, highly recommended for fans of realistic fiction, urban fiction, books about friends. Lena and Campbell are two very different characters. It is written by Kimberly Jones and Gilly Segal. The title is I'm Not Dying With You Tonight, and I think you'll really like it. Give it a chance. I would also like to mention we have a new virtual readers advisory on the teen blog. You fill out a short form, answer a few questions, books you like, books you don't like, TV shows you like, movies, etc. And a few days later, you'll get a list of suggested books. You can find that on the Teen Services blog, which the website for that will be up in just a minute. For now, we're focusing on ebook and e-audio books that are available on Hoopla, Libby/Overdrive, and our new RB digital audio service. Okay. Also, if you visit the Teen Services blog, you can find lists of books like this one and others. This one happens to be realistic fiction. There are others as well. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed this edition of Teen Book Tuesday. I'll meet you back here again next week. We'll be talking about a horror novel. Thanks. Have a great week.